What is up guys, Patterson here on today's FIFA 17 video. So in today's video I am going to be talking about some FUT Champions qualifying tips. Obviously people who might not be as good as the game as some others, or some people that just need help with gameplay in general. So this is that video for you. I'm not trying to take any shots and say you're a bad player. It's just everyone needs help at some point to get better. I needed help. I found different ways to improve my game myself. So I was trying to give you some tips that I've learned down this journey we call FUT Champions. So the first tip I'll give you, watch the first video, which is probably the day before this one came out, which was pretty much tips before you get into the gameplay with your team, with your player instructions, custom tactics, stuff like that. So let's get into the gameplay, right? What happens when you first get into the game? Let's say you've got a team with people who are out of position of chemistry. Maybe you need to bring a new player on that's a better player than the player you need. Press pause straight away. Evaluate your opponent's team by going on start, player ratings, have a look at his team, see if he changes his formation. So then you can be well equipped to see what he's doing. So then it gives you an opportunity to counteract your opponent's formation, see his players he's putting up front, see who he's got on the bench. In general is a good one. And always be in tune when he makes a substitute. Because if momentum exists in this game and your opponent makes a substitute and you don't, you're putting yourself at one hell of a risk of getting conceded a goal by. So what I would recommend is always look when your opponent's pausing the game and see what he's pausing for. Who's coming off, who's coming on. See who's coming on. Maybe you can change the player. Maybe you have, let's say, Fellaini as your centre mid if you're just qualifying. And then you've got Matic on the bench. He brings on Lukaku. Matic is a good player to replace Fellaini when he's tired. He comes on, he's fresh, he's a lot better player. He's going to push Lukaku off the ball to a certain extent, but he's going to do a better job than Fellaini would. That's my first example. Right, now we'll get into the nitty gritty on the gameplay. So I'm going to assume everyone's using the 4-3-2-1 or the 4-1-2-1-2 or the 4-3-1-2. So the first thing what you want to do is always slow the gameplay down if your opponent is someone who's high pressured and team pressing. So you can tell this by just the way his players will run towards you. If they're so fast or he's so like laid back on his kind of team, you can tell what he's doing. So let's say you kick the ball off and you can see two of his players run straight at your central striker. Pretty much that everyone does in the game. You pass it backwards to your defenders. It's just a simple tip. But when he comes back and he's pushing 3 or 4 players forward from the kickoff, then that's your time to spread the ball and start a counter attack straight away. So what you want to do is pass the ball back to your centre mid and then out to your winger or another centre mid, and then start your counter attack there, because your players will push up the pitch if you have the right custom tactics and stuff equipped. So what you want to do is his players push forward. Let's say he's pressing high, his players push forward, your left mid and right mid, let's say you've got one, or centre mids, then push up as well. You're more likely to get by on the wing than any other position in the game, unless you've got an unbelievable striker that's good at weaving in and out. But you're more likely to get behind your opponent, especially in FUT Champions, down the wing. And the R1X from the wing position is the most likely you're going to score if you find a difficulty in scoring from certain positions or situations. So I would recommend is get 2 good wingers who are using the 4-3-2-1. who can definitely pass as well as pace, shoot and dribble. So what you want to do is just wait for the right moment till your players are in position, R1 exit across the box, and then you've got a simple goal, but you're 1-0 up, your opponent's panicking. You're more likely to get the win if you get the goal very early. So that's just a quick tip there. I was kind of off topic, but we're going to go back to defending, just a few simple tips. I think I said this in the last video, but I can't actually remember what I said. But let's talk about jockeying. One of the most important things to do on this game. Not many people are doing enough of just running in, high pressure, tackling your opponent, where you're leaving yourself open and the opponent can just counteract and just through ball it, and you kind of in no man's land if you bring a centre back forward where that should be a midfielder's job. So if you get your midfielders in line all the time and leave your defenders where they actually are, you can pretty much never have to attack or defend in a game if you don't want to. So you can pretty much never defend with your defenders by running around with your midfielders and keeping them in positions they need to be in. Let's say you've got Kante and Matic. You can jockey with a Kante to bring the ball back, but with a Matic, he's so tall that he doesn't really need to jockey that much, so he just keeps the simple movements, moving him left and right, where Kante can come forward, left, right and back. So Matic is a player that's more directional, where Kante is more open-minded, he can do pretty much everything. So where Matic stays in the centre and pretty much clears up the ball, Kante is running after the player to win the ball. Well, that doesn't mean you have to run straight at your opponent and try and tackle the ball straight for him. You're more likely to get the ball if you jockey and wait for him to make a mistake. So when he's passing the ball, what you want to do is just jockey off a little bit, wait until he might not do it the first time. What you want to do is just wait until he passes the ball to someone who's close to you. So let's say he passes to someone which is in the line of sight of Kante. Instead of using the R2 button to run to the ball, use the L2 and R2 button to jockey towards the ball. And that way, if the pass comes close enough to you, you're holding L2 R2, he's going to stick out his leg to retrieve the ball and push forward. But then what you want to do when you win the ball back in that situation, the player that you want to pass to is going to come straight after you. So what you want to do there is hold L2 again to shield the ball a little bit, and then pass the ball straight back on behind the opponent that just passed the ball in the initial first place. Because them are most likely to win the ball back straight away from you if you can't hold the ball and keep the ball under your control. So what you want to do there is just pass it off as quick as you can, get yourself out of that situation, you won the ball back, you did well, get yourself moved on the counter attack. So as we go on the counter attack, we're playing the ball down through the midfield to our players, and pretty much what we want to do here is try and get a shooting opportunity in FUT Champions or the qualifiers. So the best way to do that is hold the ball up in the midfield. Because your opponent is so directional in tackling you and win the ball back off you, you want to wait until he makes a mistake again, like he did with the passing, which I know sounds weird when I'm just talking about it, but if you put these things I'm talking about into practice, it'll make your game a lot easier, make you a lot better player. So what you want to do on the cam, let's say it's a cam, right, so we've got Dele Alli as we're central cam. We're passing the ball, we're doing the same thing as we did with the jockeying. L2, R2 throughout, you can pretty much beat most players on the game with this. Especially when you go backwards, because your opponent's lunging in with the circle button, you can press L2, R2 and come backwards. It's more likely to commit then, and then you can easily go past him. You've got a player like Dele Alli team this season, he's got the strength to hold him off, and then you can finesse it back past the keeper, which I've done multiple times in FUT Champions, and it definitely works with a good player. So someone who can also do this is Christian Eriksen, probably one of the best cams in the game. You can get him for cheap as well, so he's a very good person to get in your FUT Champions qualifying squad. And I might do a squad builder with the most OP players just to show you how to qualify for FUT Champions if you're a new player and you're struggling. So I'm pretty much going to end these quick gameplay tips here. I've been Patterson. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tip video. Might be new ones in the future, but thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.